Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 10.
Now at 10, back and better. Owners are rebuilding with a new look and new experience after a devastating fire. How they turned a major loss into a fresh start. Then, from pain to purpose.
It is the worst day in these people's lives.
Nebraskans who lived through the Arbor Day tornadoes helping in Oklahoma. Why people who have seen the devastation firsthand felt called to show up and help. Plus, rides racking up. Recent data revealing a newly introduced UNL program taking off. What the latest trends mean for the future of this initiative. And Vance in the heartland.
At ease, please. See you all. How are we doing?
The vice president making his first Iowa visit since taking office. What his message to Iowa voters could signal about a highly anticipated primary race. New at 10 tonight, rebuilding from the ashes. Nearly 2 years after a massive fire wiped out a bar in Crete. You can see part of that right there. The owners weren't going to let it defeat them. Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us tonight. Good to have you with us. I'm Rod Fowler. The Old Main Bar and Grill in Crete is back open tonight. Bigger and better than ever. Channel 8's Danielle Da Silva went to Crete to check it out. And Danielle, was it fun?
Rod, it was the perfect mix of fun and fine dining. Co-owner Greg tells me it was important to him to give his hometown of Crete something everyone could enjoy. And after visiting their newly renovated place, I can now say mission accomplished.
There you go. That's okay.
Greg Mock and business partner Pat Reed started Old Main Bar and Grill as a way to give back to the community that raised them. But when a massive fire wiped it all away, they not only committed to a rebuild, but also to expanding their vision.
When we purchased a restaurant, we always had a high vision for the Crete community. You know, we wanted to provide a lot of options. We knew we had a restaurant that was fried food restaurant, and we wanted to get away from that as much as possible. So we started raising our own beef, and we wanted to support it with our own beef. We just wanted to do something better. This is something that Crete has never seen. It's something very special to the community.
The duo held soft openings and learned what more was needed so that Tuesday's opening day could happen without a hitch, holding lunch from 11 to 2 and dinner starting at 5. During the last year and 10 months, Mock says they consistently constructed the new Old Main until it was perfect, a space balancing opulence and entertainment.
We've been working hard on to rebuild this restaurant to the specs that we wanted it to be. Had some great people working on the building. They did a great job with the woodwork, with the designs like behind the bare wall, and I don't know. It turned out incredible.
With a 20-tap bare wall, 2 pool tables, and 2 golf simulators, upstairs is the place to let loose, while the main floor is delicately laid out for guests to come together, surrounded by framed pieces of Crete history and what it took for them to get to this point. Executive head chef Becca Miles says getting this gig was a dream come true for her, but creating a menu diverse for both worlds was challenging at first.
Flavors, meat, different, textures, things like that. I love it all. It's what I do.
Her fave, definitely beef for dinner.
So this is our dry aged beef. The owners wanted to bring something like this in. They got the idea from traveling.
If you want to check it out for yourself, there will be a midnight special on May 30th featuring live music under the stars in their bear garden. We'll have a link in this article at klcantv.com. Reporting from the studio, Danielle Da Silva, Channel 8 News.
Looks pretty nice. Thank you, Danielle. Breaking out, President Trump tonight saying the U.S. will pause Project Freedom. On Truth Social, he reports great progress on a final agreement with Iran. He says we have mutually agreed while the blockade will remain in full force and effect, Project Freedom, which is the movement of ships through the Strait of Hormuz, will be paused for a short period of time to see whether or not the agreement can be finalized and signed. And while we wait to see if that happens, the Pentagon insists the U.S. and Iran ceasefire is still intact. The president saying Iran really has just one choice.
They should wave the white flag of surrender. In hockey, they say, uncle, right? When are they gonna cry uncle?
Since the ceasefire went into effect, the Pentagon saying today that Iran has fired at commercial vessels 9 times and have seized 2 container ships. It also says they attacked U.S. forces more than 10 times. Again, this is since the ceasefire started. Administration officials insist the temporary truce between the 2 countries is still intact.
The ceasefire is not over.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth says it's really up to the president to decide when Iran has crossed the line. Let's get to your first forecast on this much cooler Tuesday compared to yesterday, no doubt. Here's a live look from our Allocam downtown. Beautiful shot there. Cloudy and yes, quite a difference from Monday today, and some areas getting a little bit of rain today. Let's toss it over to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins to get a better idea of what's going on. Rusty?
The light rain, not all of us are seeing in the rain. All of us needs the rain, so hopefully we can get some more in here. But south central and southwest Nebraska seeing the better chance for rain right now, and it's not a lot, but it's something. We'll take what we can get, and maybe even a spot sprinkle just southeast of Beatrice there. But again, not a whole lot of precipitation to be had tonight. I wish there was more. 21st and L Street, Allocam looking at quiet evening out there. Not much going on looking towards downtown Lincoln, but it is on the chilly side. We're in the 30s for some parts of western Nebraska, like Imperial at 39 and 37 in Shattern. Everybody else in the 40s and some 50s in far southeast Nebraska, 51 in Lincoln. Not a lot of wind. That helps make it feel a lot better. It's less than 10 miles per hour for everybody. Hour by hour, the forecast has temperatures dropping into the lower 40s tonight and then trying to get back into the middle 50s by tomorrow afternoon. The wind tries to pick up a little bit by the mid-afternoon tomorrow, but again, that should behave itself as well. So we are in for one more chilly day, but there are warmer temperatures, much warmer temperatures in the 10-day. We'll look at that in a few minutes.
Thank you, Rusty. New developments tonight. New numbers are showing just how popular UNL's free Uber program has become for students. The student government program saying nearly 6,000 students have claimed a voucher this semester, with more than 14,000 rides used through May 3rd. Friday nights account for the most rides, nearly 40% of total use. And then Saturdays and Thursdays round out the top nights for demand as the program continues through finals week. Well, right now, Nebraskans are hard at work in Oklahoma after destructive tornadoes. After violent tornadoes left parts of Oklahoma in ruins,
it is the worst day in these people's lives.
Nebraskans rolling up their sleeves to help because they know exactly how much a storm like this can change a life.
The impact you can have on people's lives, it's just tremendous.
Tonight, how people who once stood in the storm themselves are now helping others through the aftermath. And those volunteers, they are turning hurt into healing as they help people rebuild not only their homes, but their faith and their emotions. And for some, helping out, this is personal. Channel 8's Mackenzie Johnson joins us after hearing from the team.
Rod, this violent twister leaving behind a big path of destruction. Take a look at just some of the scenes the volunteers with the rapid response team are dealing with down in Oklahoma. While they might be rolling up their sleeves and getting their hands dirty, they say that's not always the most important part of their work.
The impact you can have on people's lives, it's just tremendous because you see a transformation of people right in front of you.
More than a dozen volunteers didn't think twice when they heard about a devastating tornado outbreak in Oklahoma. They just packed up their supplies and hit the road. The Omaha Rapid Response Team is made up of people from both Lincoln and Omaha, and even people outside of Nebraska. They've been in Oklahoma for about a week now, helping local families who are dealing with disaster.
It is the worst day in these people's lives.
We pick up debris. We help them kind of go through some of their things and try to retrieve whatever they want to keep. The guys are helping with big equipment.
For some of the volunteers, this is a mission that hits close to home. They themselves were impacted by the Arbor Day tornado outbreak here in Nebraska 2 years ago, which tore through the Lincoln and Omaha areas, ripping apart hundreds of homes in Elkhorn. The team leader, Ken Gruber, says this is healing for them and the people they're helping.
And we want to not only address their physical needs, but their mental, emotional, and spiritual needs if needed. You're just sitting there listening to a story for 30 minutes or 60 minutes or 2 hours. You're actually doing the most important work.
Gruber says it means everything to their team to put a smile on people's faces as they navigate through the aftermath of the tornado.
We look at them all as divine appointments. You know, we want to build relationship. We continue to follow up for weeks and months and even years. You don't go there to be blessed, but you're already blessed by being able to help these people out.
The team will be heading back here to Nebraska tomorrow morning, but they say the work is far from over, and they plan on going back down to Oklahoma if needed. Gruber tells me they're always looking for more volunteers, and if you want to get involved, we have a link on our website in this article at klkntv.com. Reporting in the studio, Mackenzie Johnson, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Mackenzie. Breaking now, primary results are coming in tonight from races closely watched as a test of President Trump's influence. CNN projecting Trump-backed Vivek Ramaswamy will win Ohio's Republican primary for governor. Also, CNN reporting 5 Trump-backed challengers in Indiana are projected to defeat Republican state senators who voted against a redistricting plan that was supported by the president. And with Ramaswamy projected to advance in Ohio, some analysts say it's another sign of Trump's continued hold on much of the Republican base. Well, new at 10 after casting his vote in his home state of Ohio today, Vice President J.D. Vance making an appearance right across the river in Iowa. It was his first visit to the Hawkeye state since taking office. He first met with some Gold Star families in the Iowa Air National Guard unit.
At ease, please. See you all. How we doing?
The vice president, who was with his 6-year-old son, also used his time in Iowa to woo voters. He was campaigning on behalf of Republican Representative Zach Nunn, who faces a competitive race to keep his Des Moines area seat in this November midterms. Vance saying Iowa farmers are better off since Trump's second term started.
What we've done using the president's trade authorities and using his incredible trade policies is that we have doubled the export market for Iowa farmers in just 18 months. And that is an amazing thing.
Vance, who's considered a strong potential presidential candidate in 2028, had the opportunity to test his reception before Iowa voters who have their leadoff caucuses. Well, coming up after the break, football for free. How a former Husker, a coach, and a nonprofit are coming together to provide a cost-free football experience for children.
Kind of a chilly day today after the 80s yesterday. One more cooler than average day, then the 80s do come back in that 10-day forecast. We'll take a look when we come back.
Here's a story you're only going to see here on Channel 8. One new youth football program in Lincoln is tackling more than just the game. A former Husker football player is teaming up with a Lincoln father to give kids the chance to play football at no cost. How about that? Founders Richard Harris and former Husker Erwin Sweeney say they started the league after seeing a need for more affordable youth sports options here in Lincoln. The program is open to kids between the ages of 7 and 14. Through donations and sponsors, families won't have to pay for things like equipment or registration. But they say this is more than just about the game.
Looking to help this be a stepping stone for the kid in the next level, not just in football. Like I say, we both agree that football is a stepping stone. So if you can utilize this, if it can help you get into college, great. If it can help you to become a better person, so be it too as well. So this is what this program is all about. It's not just sports, it's not just football. It's about just being an overall great person.
Both Harris and Sweeney say the mission is personal, with both remembering what it was like growing up without easy access to sports programs. The foundation is currently looking for more community sponsors and donations to help expand the program. We do have a link to the foundation in this article on our website, KLKNTV.com.
Now, your Storm Alert Team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Well, I mean, at least it's rain. It's not a whole lot, but we are seeing some totals at least above 1/10 of an inch, like Beatrice, Hebron, North Platte, and McCook. Everybody else, I mean, except for Scotts Bluff, 1/4 of an inch, and some snow in the far southwestern parts of the Panhandle. Around here, though, you know, it's hardly anything at all. You had to be in the right place at the right time to even see a sprinkle. So we did what we could for today, and small steps. We'll eventually see more rainfall eventually, but we desperately need it in many spots. 61 for a high today. That's 10 degrees below the average of 71. 2007, 3.3 inches of rain fell on this day back then. Outside right now, 48th and Cornhusker Highway, ABC Seamless, a quiet evening out there. Nobody trying to avoid the orange cones. Usually at least one car, nothing out there. Look at these temperatures. This is, it's May 5th, and it's 39 in Imperial, 37 in Shatter, and everybody else in the 40s and lower 50s. We're at 51 right now in Lincoln, 50 in Nebraska City. York, you're at 50. Aurora, you're at 50. 40s in Grand Island, Columbus, Kearney, and Hastings, all in the lower or middle and upper 40s. At least the wind is light. When it's less than 10 miles per hour and there's a chill in the air, you don't want anything above 10 miles per hour. Otherwise, it just feels cold. But look at that, barely any wind. And because of the lack of wind and maybe a little bit of clearing, we may see some very chilly temperatures early tomorrow morning. Very light rain continuing south of Interstate 80, the heavier rain in northwestern parts of Kansas, and then snow. I believe Cheyenne, I was just reading how much snow they got, almost 7 inches of snow, but there's still some out there. So just incredible. And then they're talking about 1 foot or more in parts of the Rocky Mountains, which isn't abnormal. I mean, they see snow in May all the time, but still just trying to wrap my head around over 1 foot of snow in early May. Light rain continues to stay away from central and eastern Nebraska. This is all going to push south, and the snow continues through early Wednesday morning in parts of the Panhandle. They may wake up to a few inches of snow on the ground in far southwestern Nebraska in the Panhandle part. That rain moves to the south and then clearing that sky out. If we can see some sunshine, we may warm up a little more, but right now I think the clouds hold until close to sunset. So I think we'll struggle to get those temperatures up there tomorrow. So we'll say 40 tonight, mostly cloudy, maybe a sprinkle. I'm being optimistic, I know. A north wind at 5 to 10 or 15 miles per hour. 30s and 40s. Look at Columbus at 36. A chill in the air. I think we avoid the frost tonight, and then we don't warm up much. Mostly cloudy, remaining cool, 58 degrees, and highs will be in the 50s. We may, like I said, may get to 60. And then that early morning temperature Thursday, that might be a little frosty there, and then we warm up and stay warm for quite a while. We're looking at 80 on Saturday. Storms possible. Mother's Day is looking really nice, and then those temperatures really warm up on us. We get the middle and upper 80s for the second half of next week. So if you were looking forward to some summer-like temperatures, just hang on. It's right around the corner. Rod, this is for you. Who sang the 1978 song Spring Fever? Because we got spring fever right now. Patsy Cline, Tammy Wynette, Loretta Lynn, or Dolly Parton?
Yeah. Gosh, you may have stumped me. I know
This is a random one. I mean, it's really random.
Yeah, probably a B-side on a 45 record.
Yeah, what do you think?
Now I forget. I don't know. I'll say Tammy Wynette.
It was Loretta Lynn.
Oh, okay. The coal miner's daughter.
Exactly.
As many know her. All right. Thank you, Rusty. Coming up next, we head into the sports zone for what Nate would say is a loaded day. We're going to be talking all things from spikes under the lights to Nebraska softball after hearing from Coach today. Much, much coming your way after the break.
Now, from the Channel 8 Sports Zone, sponsored by Green's Furnace and Plumbing, here's Channel 8 News Sports with Sports Director Nate Johnson. The Channel 8 News Sports Zone.
Nebraska volleyball will be playing in the inaugural Spikes Under the Lights showcase at AT&T Stadium in Texas this summer. Hey, what's going on? Thanks for tuning into the Sports Zone this evening. Great to have you here. The Huskers will be a part of a first-of-its-kind tournament in the world of college volleyball, which will feature a $1 million prize pool, the largest ever awarded in women's college sports. Nebraska will be one of 4 teams competing in this 3-hour exhibition event, which will air live at 7 p.m. on a major national network. Broadcast partner details will be announced in the coming weeks. The 100,000 seat capacity stadium will host not only the Huskers, but other powerhouse programs, including Penn State, Florida, and SMU. Now, all the games will take place in one night. Head coach Danny Busboom Kelly said in a statement, "We are excited and honored to be a part of this historic event that showcases the continued growth of women's volleyball." Tickets will be available through the Huskers Athletic Fund member presale beginning at 10 a.m. on Friday, May 8th, and continuing through noon when tickets will go on sale to the public. What an opportunity for Nebraska to once again be on the forefront of volleyball in the country as the sport continues to grow in new and bigger ways. And let's keep the ball rolling with our women's sports. The softball team, well, they're going to be playing in the Big Ten tournament this week, taking on either Michigan or Ohio State. Today, we got to hear from head coach Rhonda Revelle before the team departs for Maryland, the team that is playing so well right now. And their mentality is to stay focused on one pitch at a time.
So I think we've got a lot of good things going on offensively, and excited about that as well. And I think our defense has been real steady. We always say at this time of year, pitching and defense win championship. Now we're going to talk about today, how do we enjoy heading into postseason, manage it, the potential distractions, and also perform our best. So I think that's an important dialogue that we're going to have to start out with practice today.
We'll, of course, have more on the team as the Big Ten tournament gets underway starting tomorrow until Saturday from out in Maryland. The Huskers, of course, #1 overall seed and coming off their regular season title. And in this week's NCAA and ESPN poll, Nebraska once again coming in at #2. Oklahoma still there at #1, receiving 18 votes. The Huskers did receive 6 first-place votes. Alabama is at 3, receiving 1 first-place vote. UCLA at 8, Oregon 11. The 3 Big Ten teams there on the poll. Nebraska Wrestling releases 2026-2027 non-conference schedule today. That features 5 home duels, 2 road matchups, and 2 premier tournaments. The Huskers open the season at home against Wyoming on Friday, November 6th, before heading on the road for a pair of matchups against top 3 finisher Oklahoma State on November 13th and Penn on November 21st. Big Red will wrestle in the Keystone Classic and Cliff Clean Las Vegas Invitational, and they'll host Campbell, Virginia, SIUE, and Arizona State next season. So a lot to look forward next season on the Met. Finally, Nebraska basketball is extending some well-deserving staff members, assistant coaches Nate Lorenzer, Ernie Ziegler, and Pat Monahan, and general manager Luca Virgilio have signed multi-year contract extensions. Head coach Fred Hoiberg said in part of a statement, the success our program had this year is really a testament to the efforts of our entire staff, and it is important to reward them for all of their work. And that is going to do it for sports tonight. Rob will go ahead and send things back over to you.
All right, thank you, Nate. And as we take a live look outside as we go to break, don't go anywhere because Rusty has a final check of your forecast next. Let's get a final look at your forecast. Rusty, some areas in southern Nebraska getting a little light rain. Nothing to write home about, right?
Not really, and we would love to be able to write home about some of this, but it hasn't been the case for quite a while. But yeah, there's a little bit of light rain out there. South central, southwest Nebraska, especially into Kansas. Look at all that snow, though, over Denver. I mean, this may be one of their biggest snowstorms of the season. And it's May, which isn't unheard of, but still just a little strange. Temperature-wise, 30s and 40s to the west, 40s and 50s to the east. So a chilly night out there. I think we'll all drop into the 30s and 40s early tomorrow morning. Then we try to warm up. Don't quite make it. We're looking at 50s for just about everybody on Wednesday. Look at early Thursday morning. You're looking at temperatures in the 20s and 30s. All of us have a chance of a little frost. I think freezing temperatures for southwest Nebraska. So because of that, there are frost and freeze alerts out there, freeze watch and freeze warnings in place around North Platte and McCook. So it is going to get cold, but it warms up starting Thursday.
All right, thank you, Rusty, and thank you so much for joining us. Andrew in Houston, they're sleeping now, but you can bet they're going to be here bright and early at 5 o'clock. Jimmy Kimmel is coming up next. Have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots, we bring a warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.